Hello everyone. Happy Saturday. Don Pepas and I, Don Pepas and Lillian, we are welcoming you to our living room. And of course, there is sunshine. Don Pepas is where he's supposed to be. If you can see him, I hope that you can hear me and you can see us, and we are ready to roll. Linda, hello. Linda, I was praying about you. I know that you live in the LA area and I hope that you are safe. Well, I really hope so because it's such a thing there too about those devastating fires. Karen is here. Hello, ladies. We are so happy to see you all. And Don Pepas is going to say you special, his personal hello. Here he is, Pipusinka. And we are having, yeah, Linda, yes, it's so nice to see you. Gail is here. Hello, everyone. Don Pepas right now, he was really walking around the house, and I was thinking like, oh gosh, he will probably situate himself where I won't be able to find him. But he just was making his rounds around the sunny spots, and he ended up being in his regular spot where he's about to fall down. Da, da. So you're going to fall. Yeah, he's fighting all the time. One of my students who was watching my video, he's saying, "Why is Don Pepas always biting you? Don Pepas, why are you always biting me? Why? Why is that so? Почему? Why are you biting mommy? Why? Why are you biting me all the time? Why?" And we have no answer for that. So Linda is saying hello to everyone in the chat, and so far we are having 7 people already. Yes, it's a sunny day outside in California, but I don't know. Troubles just keep falling atop of our California, and I don't know what's going on. It's a nice place to live, but apparently something's going run in all directions. We just had these devastating fires in Southern California where the entire communities ended up wiped out, and our hearts and prayers and everything go to those people who lost everything, and it's just so horrible. And then the disaster hit very next to home. On Thursday, I came from work and I'm turning local news, and they are saying that the fire is right next door to us. And we we have a power plant, PG&E power plant, next door to us that it was sold a few years ago to Texas power generating community company, again the major power generating and reseller to on the market, who also in a business of generating power only via safe methods of generating power, and those meaning that they're accumulating electric power on the solar batteries. And so those solar power batteries caught on fire, and no one knows how did it happen. No one is telling us. Well, first of all, because apparently when that fire starts, you can't do anything about it because it just should take its course and go there the way it is until it completely burns out, and the burning byproducts that are highly toxic, and they are just being thrown up in the sky with all the toxic smoke. And we are oops, I'm sorry. And we issued an advisory to stay indoors. If you want, limit your activities to a minimum outdoor activities, close your windows. The school district that is next to the power plant is shut down with the holiday on Monday, Martin Luther King Day. The schools are out, and again, there was the press conference I watched yesterday with the authorities and locals, plus the owners of the new power plant, saying that, oh, this type of accidents shouldn't even shouldn't shouldn't taken place in the first place, because it was built according to all the safety measures. Everything was supposed to be just up to the code. And how did it happen? No one knows, but no doubt it's going to be investigated thoroughly, but no one could offer any answer to us. And in the morning, you could smell something weird in the air. And this is the 3-day weekend for myself, and I was planning to go to the ocean to do my normal runs on the sand. But when I'm running, it's marina, and then the beach curves a little bit, and in the middle of that curve, that is the power plant where it is. I always see those huge two chimneys, and actually two of those huge chimneys, they made into the kind of symbol of the Central Coast of California, because that's the power plant that was built by Pacific Gas and Electric in the end of the 1940s, to generate power. And the big pride of it, that it was built on the shore, saying that in case of something overheats, we can always take the water from the ocean to put down the fire. But unfortunately, with the new waves, with the safe ways to generate the electricity and keep the accumulated energy with all these solar batteries, unfortunately things happened. And the things happened that it was translated, I mean, transmitted live. We had lots of our local TV crews on the spot. um and the first it's they were there till midnight. I kept an eye on it till midnight, and then Don Peppers and I, we went to sleep. Mm, the firefighting agencies and the FEMA agency and all of the other emergency agencies, they were just standing on the spot. The police, CHP, California Highway Patrol, were directing traffic out of the area, and they were evacuating. The sheriff department came announcing people to evacuate. They were doing nothing, because literally you can't do anything with that fire, because you can't put it down with water. You can put it out with all kind of other retardants, because they don't have enough data to do anything about that. And I am being the huge alarmist as I am, and a great warrior about, oh gosh, we will never know the truth, the conspiracy theory. See, you don't know that side of my personality, where I'm saying, of course, yeah, they're not going to tell us the truth. Maybe they are. So, and the how the event were reported to us. Actually, Jay was awake at that time, though he's 3 hours ahead of California time. He texts me saying, like, this I believe is really next to you, because everyone, when the fires in Southern California happened, I received lots and lots of supporting messages and concerns from all of you, and thank you very much, asking Lillian and Don Pepas. We're hoping that you're out of harm's ways, and we were, because it's about 500 miles down south. But this one is really next door. And Jay saying, hey, I believe that this is very close to you. I said, yes, Jay, this is only 17, 18 miles away from me. And now we all, actually, yesterday, apparently the flames died, but no one knows, because sometimes the purge is happening, because you think that everything is out, but then the flame finds something out to gouge on something, and it reignites, and goes on and off. And now we have the next question, because the agriculture area segment is so huge here where I live, the Central Coast of California. And that's what they say, that now, so first of all, some of the fields, they're very, very close to that location, and the harvest jobs were scheduled right around, I mean, on that day precisely, and the following day. So they have to uh, to harvest the crop. And now they're saying, and what to do with that crop? I haven't heard the concern that you have to just let it go, that that crop is not safe. But no, what I'm hearing, and I understand those farmers saying that now we need to analyze whether that crop is safe or no. And they're saying we don't have enough measuring devices to see what's going on, what's in the soil over there, and what to how it's going to be safe or not safe. And no one even raised concern that maybe we should just abandon that crop because it's not safe, because it's in close proximity to that unsafe conditions and everything. So I don't know. It's a whole lot of things that happening right now. That's the new year, how it started, and I don't know what else is going to be on our plate for this one, because we hope that the new year is going to be better than the old one. And now I don't know. It's kind of an interesting, disastrous area that's here, but. Yes. We meanwhile, I welcome you all to the stream. We have 9 people. Let me see what we have here in the chat is very active. So Karen is here, Linda is here, Gail is here, Jennifer Russell is here, Floria Libra is hello, Lillian and Don Pepas. Floria, I just was talking about that fire because I received a message from you asking about talk about this thing. And Jay is here. Jay actually got new kitty today. Welcoming to his house. Congratulations, Jay, on the addition, new addition to your family. That black kitten looks adorable. And what else do we have? Love the list of questions you gave. Gail, I suppose I thought that you were going to be on my side, not on Jay's side. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Jay gave me quite a list. It's really like an in-depth interview you're expecting of me, and saying, here, tell us everything, what moves your life, what are you all about? And I wasn't even thinking that the life of a person could be to that extent very interested. But on the other hand, I know that Jay, from the very beginning, when he became a subscriber, he was saying, I think that what's going to elevate your channel to new heights, it's when you make a video about you growing up in the Soviet Union, or your stories about from those times. And now, since I am going to be 60 in 2 weeks, that it's giving me jitters all the time when I'm thinking about it, and my the hair on my neck is rising, like 60 freaking years old. I can't believe it. And now Jay wants me to give kind of evaluation of my life, like have I been on this earth for a reason? Have I had my purpose? Or and do I feel like I live, that I'm going to leave some difference behind me, some legacy? And I don't know what to tell you, Jay, because it's heavy thinking. You if you really if you start thinking in that direction, it's really tough, because if I put aside all the smiles and everything, I start really thinking, and then that inevitably will take me to the statement like, I live in the United States of America, where I wasn't born, but a majority of my life, actually half of my life, I live here, and half of my life I lived in the Soviet Union. So the country where I was born no longer exists. So all my memories where I was raised, they are not accessible anymore, not by location, even if I traveled there, not by the notion, because it was the social way of living totally different. it's lots of changes that I've experienced. And now, again, no matter how well I'm adapted to the life in the United States, how well I know reality, how well I am adjusted to the everyday life, the moment I open my mouth, people tend to ask me, where are you from? And I'm already less and less expect that type of questions, because in my mind, I am from here, but still I am not 100% here, because people hear my accent and they're saying, hey, where are you from? And that immediately in my mind says that I don't belong here, or I do belong in my mind, but by the way how the other people perceive me, I'm a stranger that doesn't belong here. And that kind of a case for a psychologist or my therapist to work and I don't have a psychologist. I don't go to therapy, but actually it's if it's for the lesser strong person, I think that would be the case of where do I belong? Where take the inspiration of moving forward? Who am I? Am I a Russian with the no place to go? Am I an American? Then people keep asking me questions that I no longer expect, because I think that I am safe here, that and I am one of the society. And the next question, like where are you from, kicks me out of this oneness with the Americans. Lots and lots of things. So when Jay is typing very fast his questions, every single one of them makes me think in that direction that I don't even know how to approach, how to start answering those questions. And that also puts me in another perspective. Oh, by the way, you see my Christmas tree, and the other one is also now that is testament that the Russians, they keep their Christmas trees the entire month of January, and tomorrow is going to be the baptism of Christ, the holiday that coincided with Sunday, and people going to be jumping into the cold water in Russia, trying to recreate the process of baptism of Christ in the river Jordan. And that's why in Russia, those holes in the water in the icy rivers, they call Jordans. Those crosses where people jump, they call Jordans swimming holes. And it's going to be quite a feast. And I happen, a sad occasion took me to my Russian Orthodox church. It was yesterday, no, on Thursday. A friend, I have a close friend. We work together, and I'm a godmother to her daughter. And her parents are here. They are from Ukraine, and her father. I knew him for a long, long time. He came here just 2 weeks prior the whole real action started in Ukraine. He moved here and he became ill for these 3 almost years, and he lost his battle to cancer on Monday. On Tuesday he passed away, and I went to the hospital with the family, and we stood by his body, and the priest arrived there to say final prayers in memoriam. And on Thursday we had a memorial service just for the close friends and family by the priest at our church, because we do have here Russian Orthodox Church in Monterey that was established at the end of the 40s, also when the DLI was established, and the first cohort of the Russian immigrants came here to teach Russian to the English service, I mean, to the American servicemen. And of course, the first thing that they established was the Russian Orthodox Church. So, and then all those solemn things, the memorial service by the priest, and being again in the church reality, in church where I used to go all the time, and to see our priest and his wife, and the, I don't know, made me feel so good back, being back to church. So anyway, and so the Russian Orthodox tradition and the Russian tradition of the funerals, when a person dies, then you have the memorial service by the priest saying some prayers, final prayers, but right at the moment of departure over the dead body, and we all were congregated around the bed in the hospital. And very nice that the hospital actually gives 4 hours for the family after the person departed, just to stay in the same room together with the body before the body is collected. And then the 3 days after the actual death, the first memorial service is being served by the priest. Then, whenever the funeral, apparently there is a line to be buried, and it's not that easy. It's not like you are dead and then the hole is being dug in the soil and you're being just put in there, and that's it. Again, against Russian Orthodox Church, they don't do cremation. They don't say that cremation is allowed, because the body should go to earth. So though it says ashes to ashes, dust to dust, however, it is the body should go into the where it came from. So anyway, and then the funeral home said that there is a line, and you can't be, body cannot be buried on the third day how it's supposed to be, and they keeping them uh, father in funeral home, and then either on Thursday or on Friday next week the funeral is going to take place. Probably I'm going to take a day off from work just to be with the family. But what we're going to be doing today, after I'm done with the stream, we will be making lots of pelmeni for the memorial service or the reception after the funeral. And we don't even know how many people going to come to attend, and we're thinking like about 50 maybe, that the number, approximate number. So I'm going to meet with other people, friends and family, and we will be pre-making food as much as possible, so it could be served in a week for the for the memorial dinner after the funeral. And that's the day of the funeral is going to be, again, the casket, the coffin will be brought to church, and then we all gather around coffin, and our priest, Father George, is going to read some prayers, and it's a memorial rite that we're going to, I mean, he's going to sing prayers, and then after that it will be, I mean, the body will be taken to the cemetery, buried, and then people would come back for the reception. So yes, it's kind of, that's what I've been busy with, and it's tough always to see how people go. And that, again, why am I telling you all this? Well, first of all, it's Russian tradition, and you're probably curious and you never heard about that, and this is an occasion that people tend to avoid talking about death, and that's why you very seldom tell those things. But it's because of Jay's questions again that puts everything in perspective, that you have to leave something behind you. You have to leave trace. But then what do you leave behind you? I don't know, because that's, again, gives you I like, do I have children? No, I don't have children that I left behind. I do have I do have 2 nephews who live in Russia. Do you have anything else? What legacy do you leave? And do I have still enough time to claim the legacy or to rebuild the legacy. That's something to think about, because now we live in totally different era where different professions being created. The YouTube channel, look, we have lots of new YouTubers. They are in their 50s and 60s who are teaching the YouTubers, or people in that age group, saying, hey, you retired now, what else do you have to do? Start your YouTube channel and look how easy it is. And that's also a very interesting thing. So yeah, that's that's um that's a conversation where we are going. Let me see who else we have here. Okay. Mimi, first black cat. Hello, hello. I lived in Orange County when I was younger, near Irvine. I think Irvine is kind of safe, on the safe side. The main fires happen in Palisades, Malibu, and that side of Los Angeles. And of course, that epic fire, those epic picture where the Hollywood sign is on fire. I started following one reporter. His name is, the last name is Friedman, and he just posted the video where he goes on street, outside in the streets, and interviewing people. That's his channel, live reporter with Joe Freedom or something, or rather. He actually flew to LA from New York just to do that video, saying, hey, here it is. This is as much as I go into politics on my channel. He said it's he was really asking people on the street, like, are you still going to vote Democratic? Look what happened. Are you going to I mean, don't you see the entire failure of the politics? That's how it is. And some people who were more eloquent saying, no, it just, the stars aligned that way. No, Gavin Newsom had nothing to do with that. Some people were saying other things, and this guy actually, he is after DI, diversity, equality, inclusion, and he's asking, like, what do you think that that person who was responsible for this political uh, for this policy being implemented, she was making that much money. Do you think that it's fair? And one person said, I think she should donate her entire salary to the fire relief fund. And where was I? Politics. We are not talking about politics, but what this guy was saying, it's interesting how the state may actually, he had quite few interesting interviews, and one person saying that California not always was this way, because when Reagan was president, became president, he was from California, he was an actor, and he was Republican, and lots of other things to consider. But we are where we are, and this is the extent of the politics I'm talking about, though I do have my opinions. And but for that, I probably need to start a new channel. Right now, we are talking about cats, Messi sometimes, Sasha, Masha, and myself. And now, because of Jay. Jay, you see, I'm pointing fingers. By the way, Jay said that maybe he won't be able to make it to the stream, but I'm so grateful that he's here. And again, he went in the morning to the shelter, or I don't know where he got his new addition to the family. So we welcome his cat. And also, I have Thomas Edwardovich, who sends his pictures of new cat Heidi. Thank you so much for that. And I have Joel, who also sends the pictures of his red cat Joey. And it's so wonderful that you guys share your cats with me, because we are living for our cats. And I have this recurring nightmare about my cat, that it always repeats one way or another, but the main theme throughout the dream is as if I'm I'm made to go somewhere on an extended trip, and I didn't make arrangements for Don Peppers to be taken care of. I just simply locked the house and as if I left for the day. And then I'm all the throughout the dream I'm trying to make home, and something keeps me away from home, and I know that by the time I'll make home, then most likely he is going to be dead, and that is devastating nightmare. And it's really like regular occurrence of those. From time to time I dream about that, and last night that what I had the dream. And especially, I don't know, I managed to put him in some confined places if I was getting ready him to travel with me, and then people didn't allow me to come back to pick him up from that place, that carrier that I was supposed to carry him with me, and I was pulled away and I left. And I know that I left, but Don Peppers is in that confined space that he doesn't even have a way to get out of there. So it means that he's going to die sooner because he doesn't have access to food and drink. And I woke up, it was literally, I woke up sweating, only to find him sleeping literally by my side under my arm. And he was like, Mommy, Mommy, I'm here. I'm fine. I'm okay. And what a relief that was. Let's see, what else do we have here? And Karen is here. Do you have an air filter in your house? Yes, of course, I do have an air filter. And we were advised actually to turn off all the air supplies from outside because the air could be unsafe. Today they said that the fire is just smoldering a little bit. I cannot smell anything outside. I hope that maybe we are kind of out of the danger because the evacuation order has been lifted. And to begin with, those who were evacuated, they were moved only 7 miles away from the plant, not that far. And if it's toxic, the toxicity would find its ways. And we didn't have a cloud cover. That's also very good. It means that the wind actually goes and blows away all those toxic things. If you forget to put the likes, because I see we have 9 people watching, I have only 5 likes, please uh, like this um, stream, because again, the YouTube algorithms, that's how they work. Also, if you are not subscribed to my channel, check your subscriptions, because it's a weird merry-goes-round with my channel. Like I go to 522 and then I go all the way to 510 to 523, all the way back to 510. And I think that maybe it's because when I publish a short with Don Pepas being the main character teaching Russian, and people think that it's about the cat channel, and they come and they find all kind of all kind of content that doesn't have a particular niche, and they see me who is talking and they say, what is that lady is talking about? And they're not interested and they unsubscribe. So they subscribe at Peppers and they unsubscribe. It's again me thinking, and that's how my channel is being stagnant. Contrary to Jay's channel is growing, and I congratulate Jay publicly now. That's a great job for you to grow. Okay, so sorry I texted so late, Lillian. The story came up and I immediately, no, I wasn't sleeping. I was sorry that you were up that late and you were keeping an eye on the area where I live. And I was like, are you having an insomnia that you're not sleeping? Because it was about 2 a.m. your time. And the battery fires have a lot of I know a lot of forever chemicals, and especially we have all those heavy agricultural area around that area. So now you think twice to buy the strawberry or not, to buy that lettuce or not, because again, they're not going to tell us anything, and the profits of the farmers, that's the only thing that they're concerned. And that's how it works. No one cares about safety. Uh, I don't believe I said that. Okay, so what else? Yeah, I am lying to you. Of course, I'm sitting here and have nothing better to do like to lie. And oh, thank you so much. So Gail is saying that I am not looking 60. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me. Yeah, but I am going to be 60. Yes, Karen, February 4th, I'm going to be 60, and apparently I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to take a week off from work, with at least few days of work. Maybe I'll go somewhere for a day trip. I don't know, or maybe I'll think of something to do. I should be in Tampa. Yes, I should be, Karen, probably. I have Joel here, and hello from St. Louis. Joel, it's Yo-Yo Cat is adorable. Joey is adorable. Red cats, I don't know. Well, any cat can steal my heart, but red cats, I know any cat. I cannot be partial. I love black cats. I love red cats. I love Don Pepas, who is a very weird combination. I have now a new theory about why Don Pepas doesn't allow me to sleep, because last days, nowadays I never know whether I'm going to have a good night's sleep or not, because Don Pepas, like for example, I told you I am falling asleep and he is staying behind. And like 30 minutes, I am drifting away into my sleep. And then Don Pepas makes his entrance into the bedroom, and with this huge diaphragmal meow, meow. You know his voice when I'm posting this video. So he announced that he arrived, and then he keeps meowing until I am fully awake, because then I have to invite him to bed or do something. And then again, and then 2 hours into sleeping, he again wakes up and he does this meow, meow. And then at 4 o'clock in the morning, he's saying meow again. And I'm thinking that the only thing that I can explain, because now it's okay, he gained weight back, he doesn't throw up, his digestion, I believe it's good, back to normal, though he does drink a lot and he does pee a lot. Um, but I'm thinking that maybe he has headaches, maybe he has tumor, maybe we need to have CT scan, or maybe, so that's my new thought, that maybe we need to, but then again, no, like Lillian, stop, because if you try to find out what's going on, it means that again you're going to subject him to these tests and unnecessary hardship on him, and unnecessary tests and pains and everything. So, but on the same token, on the other hand, I can't go without sleep for extended periods of time. That's I look like a zombie. My eyes are puffed, and yesterday I'm at work, and at the end I was scheduled to have a presentation at school level, and in the middle of the day, a coworker comes into my office and she looks at me like, "Why? You didn't sleep last night again?" And like, "Why?" And I understand that she is trying to tell me that I look like shit. I'm like, well, thank you so much. And now I will be, instead of a presentation, I will be thinking about that I look like shit. So anyway, glorious, glorious thoughts that maybe I should, like, vanity. You have to be able to, I mean, societal pressures to look young and gorgeous. Okay, what else do I have here? Fun with cars, saying Lillian, I hear someone say hello with an accent. They always say, yeah, you see, where did you, okay, the question is, where did you grow up? That's probably less offensive. Where did you grow up? That's good. So you see, at least At least you are paying more respect. Very good. So I'm sorry, sincere condolences. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's hard, and especially I lost my parents. My mom died when I was 27, and my dad died when I was 29, and that is a very young age to lose your parents, especially. Well, I really I was very close with my parents. I loved my mom dearly, and I loved my dad even more. And dad lost his reason to live when mom died, and that's why I'm saying that my dad died. Well, he died of prostate cancer, and my mom died of stroke. But I still believe that dad could have survived, but he died. He didn't have any more anything to hang on this earth, and that's why he let himself die. And while staying being in the room in the presence of newly departed, as we say in the Russian Orthodoxy, um, I think I also grieved over my parents as well, and that's where the tears of grief came to me, and I was inconsolably crying. And yes, Pelmeni, that's where I'm going today to join other women and other people. We're going to be making lots of pelmenis, like I don't know, 1,000 pelmenis maybe, or lots and lots of them. And um, so voting for Republicans, look what happened. Yeah. See, I have such a mixture of topics today that, and I didn't follow the chat, and now I am reading the chat that was commenting on the death, and they commenting on the politics. So I will be addressing this one thing at a time. If they are not that connected, please forgive me and just bear with me. Yes, Yael, that's a scary dream, and that's the dream that's when I had a cat before Don Peppers. I also Marilyn. I don't know what's wrong with me that I keep dreaming about like that, because I think that I'm so responsible, and I'm afraid to lose them. And I know that if I leave the house and they have no way to take care of themselves, and that's what actually drives me crazy. Forestry management important because yes, and that don't even get me started about forestry and everything, and the fire departments, and the entire the business of optimization, that the reduction in force and reduction of funding, that's another political issues. And that's what it is: understaffed, underfunded, and then we have to fly the help from all over the country. And when we have the horrible thing, I mean, California always it always has that they have to fly people from all over the world. Even they were showing on the news, like, here is the Mexican firefighters, bomberos came, and they're from the army, and they say Ejército Mexicano. So, and yeah. Mónica Méndez, hello, hola. Muchas gracias, bienvenido. Estamos muy alegres de verte aquí. And nobody should have to work on their birthdays. Jennifer, yes, I am with you. And though people say, well, you live alone, why do you want to be away from people? Look, we're going to give you flowers, we're going to give you cake, we're going to throw you a party. No, thank you very much. I'll have it after. You just keep the flowers, I'll bring, and I'll see those flowers on my desk. Lou does that to me every night also, so he keeps you awake. Well, welcome to the cat unity paradise. And Yes, wonderful. Don. Well, I think he came to his normal 9 pounds, and he looks like a normal cat, and really very nice. And so the wind was a key factor in the fires. Uh, and yes, because it's interesting because there is no woods, no nothing. They had this, of course, the growth, uncontrollable growth, and they didn't have this controlled burns. That actually, I don't know. The controlled burns, we know they always go out of control and that the fire starts. They also have some investigation going through the fire, how it started. But the other reason, again, my Russian friends from Russia is saying, how come the entire city is burning? Because to the Russians, it's nonsensical to have the houses being built out of highly flammable materials and out of wood, because Russians, they build their houses from the either panels or some stones or bricks and everything. And here I think that the one thing leads to another. When California adopted the seismic safety measures, so not to be buried under the rubble of the bricks in the event of the earthquake, they started building those wooden structures and wooden boxes, that the bases of the houses. And that's why when we go and see those pictures where actually the areas are leveled, not even walls, not even chimneys, even the chimneys being built out of some type of materials that very few of them will standing up. And that's another thing again to see, and high profits and the building as fast as possible and to sell those houses. And that's again politics. I am not talking about it, but you know that I grew up in a different social system. That makes me to remember of the word that starts from the letter C. Um, what else? Yeah, Native Americans used to have controlled burns, yes, but Native Americans didn't have the constructions being built next to each other. They had their wonderful things that they were not, and they could just uh, pick them up and move to a different location with if the fire goes out of their control, and that's how it is. But yeah, you do fight fire with fire, but when you build, every time when I go to someone's house that is built deep into the woods in the middle of summer, it's beautiful. It smells wonderful. And you have those sequoia and redwood trees. And it's really nice. But then I always think that how? How that house is being set up for potential danger. And 3 years ago, those fires came so close to my house. I am in the middle of the, you see that behind me is the field. But that way, we have kind of hilly and wooded area. And when we have droughts, severe droughts, the little spark ignites huge fire, and the fire just goes and devastates it. And it's wind is the huge factor. The Santa Ana winds in Southern California that blow in with the hurricane strength. And here where I live on the edge of this corridor that goes from the ocean all the way to the valley, and that like funnel. And during summertime, in the afternoon, I have huge strong winds. And when we had that fire where I had to evacuate, it's a scary thought. It's a scary feeling when the sheriff knocks on your door saying that you have to evacuate. And of course, I'm thinking first I'm packing up Don Pepas, and it's challenge to catch him. And then if you have like 30 minutes, you're so um at least I was so out of space. I didn't know what to pack. I never had my bag ready. Well, I had my paperwork, my documents, and everything with me, and, my jewelry and everything that I really love. But then I was like, okay, in this bag I put some clothes, and this bag I put something. So my first thought was Don Pepas, then my documents, and then whatever I can. And I wasn't even registering what I was putting in my car. And then when I was staying with my friends, like, oh gosh, what was I thinking about when I was packing all that stuff that I didn't need pretty much? And that's tough because you are not yourself, because you're so stressed when that's happening. And so getting back to that, the wind, and then all the sparks are flying, and the rooftops, and the spark, and that's why the yeah, there is nothing between those homes, there is nothing, and they just keep feeding that fire. And that's how the cities being built that way. Russian villages, even Russian villages, they're not built that way. Russia doesn't have such devastated fires, and in terms of loss of they have forest fires that very remote, and politicians saying that there is no even reason to put them out, though in the times of the Soviet Union they had a fleet of the firefighting air force and everything, and all the fires were under control. But the different times, right now the funds are being optimized, everything is being just kept to where it is kept. Again, I don't know, I'm walking the sharp edge today, that being pushed to talk about that. And yeah, the bag should be always ready. I know, I know, and especially with we were told that for the earthquake, because you have to have that bag ready, and now I know that I better have that bag ready for the fire. And thank God that we were waiting for the fire to jump. We have two-lane freeway here, to jump the freeway, and if that would happen, that there is no way these houses would survive. And then the next thing happened, that the insurance companies started just dropping the California residents like crazy, because there is no way they can afford to insure that amount of properties, and lots of people are underinsured. Or even when you're buying property or selling property, it's impossible to find a company that would agree to insure a Californian home. So all that wonderful things. Gail is saying, I've only had one kitty um, that loved water. You fill the tub and she would jump in. Don Pepas, when he was young, when I brought, see, like we mature, we grow. When we're kids, we love one things, and then we grow in, and our taste changes, and our ability, agility, everything changes, and we're becoming different people by the end of the life. The cats, the same thing happened to cats. So Don Pepas was the most fearless cat I ever known, because he was born in the streets of Costa Rica. I picked him up when he was almost killed. Um, his fate was decided in the office of the veterinarian, when she said, we are going to administer both vaccinations at the same time. If he dies, he dies. If he lives, he lives. He survived. He had changes every day, and he was fearless. And then he was flying fearlessly. We traveled from Costa Rica to California. He wasn't afraid of anything. He was just outgoing kitty, jumping vertically from floor to ceiling, everything. And he still thinks that he has that agility. And he loved water. Every time I was opening the water, the faucet to take shower, he was there. And then after I was closing, getting out of the shower, he was inside the bathtub, checking it out, what's going on. And He was licking the drops on my body, like, okay, mommy, I'm going to. Why do you need towel? You have my tongue. And then he's changing. He used to drink out of the faucet. Now he actually jumps, but he says no. Like, so I love my mug much better. And it's interesting to observe all the changes throughout the years. And it's interesting again how many things we have, more things we have in common that one might think. And that's why, especially people who are in tune with their animals and saying, oh, Lillian, you're thinking too much, he's just a cat. And once I started talking to you, that I understand that I shouldn't personify him, I shouldn't put the human perspective on the cat. And I understand that I am an educated human being, you know? I'm rather smart human being, but I don't know. I want him because he is my companion, and that's what we are. We are keeping each other company, and I see that he is changing, and we need each other. At some point, somewhere I found table how they correlate the human age and the cat's age, because they were saying like 1 dog year is like 7 human years, and then it turns out that at this different stages of cats or dogs life, it's a different amount of years. So the first one is like 7 because they just jumping up, like by the year, but by the 2 year of age, your puppy is like you when you used to be 21, and the same as a cat, because the first years they growing so fast and then they slow down. And when I was about 54, I said, "Don Pepas, now we're in the same age." And now I'm looking at him and I refuse to think that he's older than I am. I think that no, he still thinks that he is young, but now I probably need to start moving his plate slower, but he still goes up on the counter and eats there. Pets are family, of course. Pets are families members for Americans and for lots of other people all around the world. However, again, yes, Linda, it's very, very important what you're saying, that every time I'm thinking about moving to another country, then I get a reminder of homeless animals. And Russia, sometimes when you watch the videos from Russia, live videos, and you see on the background either the homeless dogs are walking there or something. And then I don't even want to go far, but in Russia, they still have that type of service dogs that they're being kept on the chain in the yard. And I don't need to go far to find that type of a dog, because I do have the mother of my nephews. She lives in Siberia, in the city where Luna, the panther, lives. And they have a very, very uh, not evil, but a service dog. And he is a serious dog. He's alibi. He's huge. No one can pet it. It was just brought up for the purposes of being on the chain. And only 2 people could feed that dog. And if you go into, like, you enter the yard, I traveled in 2017. There is no way you can pet that dog. The dog is just vicious, and he could accept only 2 people who feed him. But of course, no wonder he's sitting on the chain. He has the house, and during the winter time, when it's cold, he is sitting outside. He has the dog house. He has like hay there, the bed. He has thick coat, and it breaks my heart to look at that dog being on the chain. He is guarding he's on the chain, and he has this wire, and he roams around that yard. And I will never understand. I never could understand. Ever since I was a kid, I went to my grandparents to the villages. they had the dogs, and they honestly believed that the purpose of the cat to be mouse catcher, and the purpose of the dog to be a service dog, to be a guard dog on the chain, and the dog belongs on the chain, and the cat belongs everywhere outside. And whatever you, Lillian, doing, kissing those cats and dogs if you can, that's bad. Normal people don't kiss the animals. Normal people just take the animals for the way they are supposed to be. And I can't walk around the world with that notion. And they are family, and especially, well, since my pathetic life, Jake, getting back to that my pathetic life diminished me at my 60 on my 60th birthday only to the family of two, where the second one is done peppers. What the hell else am I supposed to do? I'm not supposed to say that word because I have so many Christians watching me. Sorry for that. So of course, Don Peppers is my family. And then when someone is asking me, what are you doing tonight? Or what are you doing for the holidays? I'm jokingly saying, well, Don Peppers is going to cook something for me, and we're going to be just the two of us. Actually, the New Year's, how did we end up being around the New Year's? New Year's, again, it's a big deal in Russia, and it's engraved over here that you have to stay awake for the entire night, and for the midnight you have to be pretty. So, and I had new velvet dress, black one, and I put it on, and I had the Martinelli glass with this apple sparkling cider, and I had some food, and the Russian New Year's movie was on, and it's a black dress, velvet. And then Peppa says, Mom, let's sit together on the couch. I'll be on your lap. I said, no, Peppa, this is the dress. You can't sit on it. He said, what do you mean I can't sit on it? It's a New Year's. We are celebrating it together. I said, no, Don Peppa, you cannot. It's a dress, it's a nice, fancy dress. He said, I don't understand, but you live with me. Why did you put it on? You knew that that's going to be the case. I'll be on your lap. So, yeah, you can't wear the black velvet dress when you have a cat. Because, or you can, and to hell with the beauty, and just if you're ready to carry and proudly display the hairs of your cat around. I think I don't care anymore. Yeah, when I walk around, I had a student in my class once. I have a jacket, very official dark navy jacket, and it had few Don Pepper's hair. So, and the student, I'm talking to a student saying like, you did that and that, you need to do that, and he's looking and like he starts pulling off the hair off my shoulders, and I'm like, oh God, it's that annoying already. So, yes. And thank you, Mimi, Miss, that you're not offended with me with that word that just slipped out of my mouth, Karen. I hope. Karen says, I just got the perfume. Karen's trying to give me presents all the time, and I really do appreciate you, intent, but you don't need to do that. You don't have to do that. But thank you very much. And again, to give perfume to a woman who has the established taste is an ungrateful thing, because it's with your better intentions. Even so, to that friend of mine who we're just going to bury her father together, for her birthday, I gave her a very nice Chanel perfume. I love Chanel, all type of Chanel. So Coco Mademoiselle, Chance, number 5, number 19. I have the special editions. I love Chanel's, and I love French perfume very much, because we grew up in Europe, and Europeans are crazy about French perfume, and that's where I tend to be, on that side. And and she is less enchanted with perfume, but because I was thinking that to give her Coco Mademoiselle for her birthday would be very good. It's an expensive perfume. I love it very much. And you know what she said to me? She said, well, that her father was already sick, and I know that he was very tired. The last year, especially since the last birthday, he was next to my house in the rehabilitation center, and I spent literally my birthday at his bedside. Um, So apparently, I don't know, the smell of that perfume reminded him of the church, um, uh, church process or church tradition where you do the memorial right for the person. And she says it smells like the incentives that they the scents that they use in church. And I'm like, you see, I'm giving this perfume with all my heart. It's an expensive gift, but I didn't make her happy because the smells, it's so personal that we have connection in our brains with the smells, and the smell can evoke invoke memories, wake up memories. They could be pleasant, they could be unpleasant, and that's why to give perfumes, you have to be really very aware of what that person likes or dislike, or and especially I think in the American culture, perfumes is less popular. Especially I go to one chiropractor's office, they actually send you reminders all the time. We remind you, please do not wear any perfume because our office is scent free. And that was the weirdest thing for me when I came here. Like, how could you be scent free? And how come the perfume is so much fun, such huge industry? But you see, people are weird about their scents. So anyway, yes, Gail, it's very nice of Karen. Karen, thank you so much for thinking about me. But you really don't. I appreciate it. I forget about it. So yeah. Okay. Well, I kept you long enough away from whatever you're supposed to be doing on this wonderful afternoon on Saturday, and I need to be somewhere else at 2 p.m. as well, my time. To be going to make lots of pelmenis. I really appreciate you joining Don Pepas and myself for during this stream. And here is Don Pepas. He's sleeping. Пипусечка, Пипусечка. He's sleeping in the sun. He's sleeping in the sun. And now he's more secure because he is not going to fall. This is his wonderful spot. And here we are. So we are wishing you a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for posting your questions, for keeping the chat alive. Jay, congratulations on your new family member. Here's on Peppers washing you nice goodbye. And thank you for thinking about us. Thank you for um, being concerned for our safety. We're wishing you stay safe, stay out of the harm ways, love, hug your loved ones, give kisses to your pets, and we'll see you very, very soon next time.